Hi, in this video we're going to take a quick look at how to set up the shared environment that will allow you to submit your coursework for this class. Okay, to begin with, you want to log into your Google Drive. Now, please don't use the Google Drive associated with your official Ramapo email account. The sharing on that is just not adequate. It's too restrictive. So hopefully you have an MSCT account. Just a regular Gmail that you've dedicated to this program. Whatever you've been using for that, that's the one you want to use. So you log in. You're going to say New Folder. We're going to name this Integrating Technologies dash your last name. Now, I tend to put underscores for spaces here. That's not, if you want to use a space, that's fine. It really works. It's just an old habit. You create the folder, and there it is. Now, next thing we need to do is we need to share it. So in order to share it the simplest way, let me come back to my Integrating Technologies Moodle and go to Class Contact Info. Now, at present, I have your Ramapo email accounts listed. Those are not the accounts we want to share. But once you fill out that survey in the next 48 hours, I will have an additional block of addresses up here, Gmail addresses, and that's when you want to go ahead and take those addresses and share. So let's take a look. Right here I'm listing first name, last name, Ramapo email. You'll see at the bottom I have the entire list in a comma separated list. So you could simply copy this and paste it in and it would go to all of these people. So I will do the same for the Gmail addresses. For the moment, let's pretend that these are in fact the Gmail addresses. So if these were the Gmail addresses you wanted to share with, you would copy them. You would come back to your Integrating Technologies folder. You would right click and share. And at this point, I really don't want to give everybody access to that folder, but access to view what's in that folder is fine. You'll see, as I post them in there, you can tell they're the right addresses because it's found the people that they were associated with. Now, you could write them a note, and this will send it to their Gmail to notify them. I'm going to uncheck that for the moment since this is only an example. And you would simply say OK. Now that folder is currently shared with all the members of the class. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to also share it with the instructor, with me. And the reason I'm doing that in two steps, and if I go here and I share again, is that in this case I want to give me at least temporarily write permission to. So the pencil should be here. And when you drop that address in now, I'll be able to comment or do, leave messages, either comment or do suggestions directly on some of the things that you submit. So again, I'm going to uncheck that temporarily and say OK. And fantastic. So now this folder should be all set up. Anything that you create in this folder, anything you either go into this folder and say I'd like a new Google Doc, it's going to warn you that it's going to pick up all the permissions from the folder itself. And this is exactly what we want. So instead of having to remember to share and get the permissions correct in all cases, basically that folder is going to allow everyone to poke in and look around, everyone from the class who's been invited, and it's going to allow me to do a little more, to add a document or to add comments to particular documents, etc. Now the next thing that you want to do is you want to go to the Shared With Me section of your own drive, because as people share with you, they're going to be in there. So you can see things that have been shared with me, and these have been shared with me in the past. When something is shared with you, it appears in this section, and that's all well and good, but you can see as time goes on you tend to get a lot of things in there, and it can be kind of confusing to find the things that you want. So what we want to do is we want to actually take them from the Shared With Me area and add a copy, or add a view really, into the drive itself so that you can organize it. So I am going to take an example from a previous semester. I'm going to right click, and there should be an add to my drive link. When you click it, it's added it to my drive, but it's giving me this opportunity to organize. Now if I accidentally close out, it's not a big deal. I can always go into my drive and drag it around. But if I click organize right now, you can see that I'm using these arrows. Now clicking here won't do any good. You've got to actually click on the little arrow. And I would go into my, I have an integrating technologies folder, but you can set up whatever structure you'd like to organize for the class. And you can see I've got multiple versions here. So I'm going to go into this class, and I'm going to go into student work, and then I'm just going to move it here. Now note that it's not going to be removed. There it is. It's not removed from shared with me. It will always exist in shared with me, unless you delete it directly from there, in which case you're really just removing the share. But if I go into this folder, you'll see it's now right there where I want it. So you can move the folders that have been shared to you into that environment. Do not move them into the integrating technologies folder that you've created, because remember that has special permissions on it that you put on it. Okay, so you can move them right next to there, and that will be fine. You know, create a folder for the class, and inside put your integrating technologies folder, and then you can move everybody else's in so that you can look at that work if you want to. Okay, that should about do it. That should get you set up. When that's done, what I'd like you to do is take a picture of that integrating technologies folder. So let me come to a previous class and show you what one might look like. So here I am in my class, and you can see that I've got all these from other students. And what I would like you to do, once you get that done so that I can see you were able to do it, is take a screenshot of this. You can do that simply by hitting the print screen button on your keyboard and then pasting it into an app like Paint. It's probably the best. If you're on a PC, you can simply come in here, type in Paint, it'll open up for you. Okay, if this box comes up, make sure it's small, because when we paste in here, it will increase its size to whatever size it needs. So here, I'm going to hit print screen. Note that on some laptops you may have to hold the function key down when you do it. And then I just did a Control V, or I could have done a right click paste, would have worked fine. And you can see I've got this nice picture here showing the folder. My drive in tech. It's showing the path up here and all the things I have in it there. So now from Paint, I'm just going to simply save it. Okay, you can save it in either PNG format, PNG is good, or JPEG is good, whichever you prefer. And I'm just going to name this with my last name and -drive. Okay, and I can put that anywhere. I can save it to my desktop. Ultimately, I'm going to upload it into my integrating technologies folder to show that I've completed it. So let's just look at it that way. So I can say save, and that's it. It should be on my desktop now. There it is. Okay, so let me see. There it is. You can see it's empty, so I can just say new file upload, and that's on my desktop, and there it is. Remember, do not load other people's integrating technologies folders into yours. So at this point, the only thing you should really have in there is that picture of your drive showing the folders you've loaded into your own space. Okay, and I should be able to get that from my shared with me section once you share it with me. Okay, so if you have any questions, send me an email and I'll get right back to you.